Hello, everyone. My name is Ken Lewicki of channelinginc.com, and welcome. So today I would like to talk about a great topic that I'd love to share about. What are the spiritual patterns and habits that people go through? Like, what are those habits? What are those patterns? Have you ever noticed, whether it's you in your life or other families, other relationships, where you see the same people going through the same situation? And why is that? And there could be many reasons why this is happening on a spiritual level. It could be because in their Akashic records, they're going through a similar situation, so they might incarnate together to try to resolve these certain patterns, habits, and patterns that are going on over and over and over again. And it's kind of interesting because what happens is, if it's an Akashic Records thing, for example, so your Akashic Records, think of it like a big giant book. And in that book, everything that you've ever experienced, everything you've ever felt, everything you've ever thought, every situation, every circumstance, everything you could possibly think of is written into this book. And it's like a big giant etheric book called your Book of Life, or the Akashic Records. And it's not just from this lifetime, it's from all lifetimes. Hence the term why you have many books, or Akashic Library, because you have many of these different books. And sometimes what's written in what's in these Akashic records, you might have something that's like etched in there that isn't necessarily healthy for you or serving you. But then what happens is you might go into this lifetime trying to fulfill that contract, deal, or agreement in this lifetime that's from etched in your Akashic records from another time in another lifetime, for example. There's this one lady that I knew where she absolutely had to marry this guy. And where did that come from? Well, what happened was, she was in a past lifetime, he was about to die, and before he died, she was like, okay, I'm going to marry you. And like, he was about to die, so she couldn't marry him in this lifetime, but she's like, I'm going to find you in another lifetime and I'm going to marry you. And then so they met up this lifetime, the two of them. And she was like determined, I have to marry you. I have to marry this guy. I just have to. So they just met, and within 3 months they were married. And then during the ceremony, when they both signed on the dotted line, as soon as they both signed, it was like, okay, I'm done. I don't need to be with you. In fact, I don't even want to be with you. I'm fine. We're done. And within a few months, they ended up getting divorced because she had fulfilled that contract that was from another lifetime, and she didn't need to do it in this lifetime, or she felt she did. But there's other ways we can do healing and clearing rather than, and in her case, she spent like tens of thousands of dollars on a wedding and everything else, only to find out that she wasn't meant to be with him anyways. Like, it was just a contract that was there that she didn't necessarily need to fulfill. And there's other healing modalities, Akashic Records healing, things like that, that can be a lot easier, gentle way than, spending thousands of dollars to try to marry someone or fulfill a contract in this lifetime. There's also where these patterns can come from, and they can also come from past lives. So, for example, let's say, for example, you have done something in a past lifetime and you feel like you need to keep doing it in this lifetime. And then you meet and you incarnate into a family where a lot of you have done this in past lifetimes, and these same patterns are happening again, whether it's with family members, whether it's with coworkers, whether it's with intimate or romantic partners, any kind of relationships, these patterns can keep happening. Another example of this happening can be, for example, in your ancestry. So these ancestral patterns can come through generations down your lineage. And this is also important to know. And as you're watching this, especially if it's with yourself, but if, for example, if you're like a client, like a counselor, therapist, psychologist, anything like that, or you're a coach and you're working with clients, watch for these patterns and habits in these like continual things that are happening with your clients or with yourself, for example. And then what you can do from there is there's a whole bunch of different healing modalities that you can heal this stuff. You can clear it so you don't have to continue these patterns, whether it's for your clients or for yourself. So my name is Ken Lewicki. Obviously, there's a lot more in depth in this. I can go hours just on these topics. It's a fascinating topic. I love it. I deal with it on a regular basis. If you would like to know more about how to channel, about spirituality, how to do healing modalities, I teach all this. Please please feel free to check out my website, channelinginc.com. My name is Ken Lewicki. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you soon.